Hey, welcome and thank you for joining us here with PK Media. I'm Gretchen Cook, the publisher of Parents and Kids magazine. And during these times of just listening out to see what's going on in the community, we've been hearing some really cool things about a coach up at Mansdale Upper Elementary. Mansdale Upper Elementary was recently named a cool school because of the work of Rolando Román. And I have Coach Rowe here. He's going to join us today and talk a little bit about what he does at Mansdale Upper Elementary, and then also what he's doing right now during this time when everyone is suddenly plunged into homeschooling. He's also got some really good thoughts about talking to your kids about COVID-19 and staying active and maybe reducing screen time to the degree possible so that this time doesn't become just I don't know, just what would you say, Rolando? Just sinking into a screen and getting stuck there.
It's very easy to do to happen. Yes.
The first couple of weeks of this, I really became a newsaholic. And I realized I needed to distance myself a little bit and not get daily updates or even minutely updates, but pretty much just take a break from the information overload that was somewhat negative. So I could see where all of us could use a little more outside springtime and less inside screen time.
Especially with kids. Kids in currently we're in academic period, so the kids should be at school. They need structure, and structure is very important for them. I it's so easy as a parent just to give a kid a tablet, a computer, remote control for them to
Mhm.
just spend time doing that.
Yeah.
But they need to be doing structure activities.
Yeah.
They need to move. They need to be active. Yes, I'm a believer. Knowledge is power, but too much of it can be harmful.
Especially in times like these where we really can't do much about it.
Hmm.
It's one thing to learn how to build a birdhouse and build a birdhouse. It's another thing to learn information, just layer after layer after layer, and there's no action you can really take right now.
I completely agree with that. I we live our life in our household. We try to focus on things that we have control of.
Hmm.
Acknowledge. I believe that we do need to acknowledge things that we don't have control and understand it, but focus
Hmm.
on what we have control. Yes, we can't go to our favorite restaurant and have our meals. Yes, we can't be outside playing with our neighbor friends.
Hmm.
But with Zoom and with other pieces of we can connect with them. We can see them. We can see
Yeah.
emotions. We can go for morning walks and try to get to a routine. It might not be our normal routine, but for now, it's our new normal.
Yeah. Well, before we segue into that, I want to let our audience know, please, we've got Coach Rowe here. He's an educator, he's a parent, he's homeschooling, just like you are. And we are open to questions. So just submit them on the Facebook page and let us know if there's something he can address for you specifically. But I want to start, Coach Rowe, with you. Tell us a little bit about your family, and then I want to talk about what you do at your school. But first, tell us about your family.
Well, I have a 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. So they're currently on second grade and fourth grade.
Okay.
They are currently doing homework. They are pretty busy. We have a routine in the mornings in which we get up. I make them breakfast and we go out for a bike ride.
Hmm.
And we follow that by coming to our backyard, and we do a series of 5 different exercises.
Okay.
This is part of a video sequence that I've been adding since everything started. This is right after spring break, our spring break. I started creating these videos, and I want our kids to have a structure, and I felt like, why not document it and provide structure to other parents that are in need?
Okay. Well, let's take a pause right now and just look at a segment of one of those videos. We don't have time to show the whole thing. I actually toyed with the idea of trying to do it on the live stream, but decided I did not want to humiliate myself
Ah.
with my lack of aerobic capacity. But let's take a look at that video and just show you're doing this daily.
Daily, yes,
Where
ma'am.
can people tune in to watch it?
Well, we have our Facebook. I publish it on my personal Facebook page because I want all my friends and families to view
Mhm.
them and do them as well. I publish them on our on the Mansell Upper Elementary School PE Facebook page, on the Mississippi Cyclocross Project Facebook page. That's one that everyone can access. It's a
Okay.
Mississippi Cyclocross Project, and then I also publish it on Instagram and Twitter. So I try to use all spectrum of social media to be able to reach people.
Okay, for those of you watching who didn't get all that information, we're going to revisit it, but let's take a break right now and let's just watch the video.
Good morning! Today is Monday, April 27th. We're going on a bike ride.
Yes, we are. We're going to do a 15-minute bike ride, 7.5 minutes out, 7.5 minutes back, 15 minutes. See you later.
All right, Mansell Upper Elementary. Today is Monday. Let's kick off Monday in a great way. And today we're going to do 5 exercises. They're going to be led by Stella. Stella has picked her favorite 5 exercises, and we have a special guest. Special guest. This is Melinda, aka Mommy, and she's joining us today. So, all right, Stella, get us going.
So, our first activity will, to get our blood moving, is going to be 30 jumping jacks.
30 jumping jacks. All right, arms on the side, right?
Yep.
Feet together.
We're going to do the normal ones, not like these. We're going to do them.
Feet to the side. Okay, all right. So we're all kind of together. 30. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
1,
2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. That was good. That was good. All right.
Now, we are going to move down, and we're going to do an exercise that we haven't done. We're going to do mountain climbers. We're going to do 30 in total, so 15 per leg.
Okay. Here we go. When you're doing mountain climbers, you're going to be assuming the position of push-ups. Okay? You assume the position of push-ups and you're bringing your knee up. Trying to keep your body in an angle. Okay? All the movement is generating from hip to your toes. So you're bringing one knee up and one knee down. Ready, Stella? 15?
15 for each leg.
Let's do this. All right. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. That was it. You did double count, so that's 15 per.
Hey, welcome back. For those of you just joining us, we are talking to Coach Rolando Román. He is at Mansdale Upper Elementary, and he has been working ever since this whole COVID-19 started on a series of daily videos that gets family fitness to the forefront. And we just watched that awesome video. Coach Ro, I just really love the fact that it was the whole family. And also, it was comforting to me to see that you're not all 100% experts. It was very real.
And that's intent. Intent is to provide something that everyone can do together.
Mhm.
Um, my objective goal wasn't to create a video just for kids. I believe that in order for a family to embrace movement activity, they need to do it together. and doesn't require much. It doesn't require much.
No, you didn't have a ton of space. The equipment was very minimal. It was very doable. I commend you on that. We actually, obviously, with Parents and Kids Magazine, we try to have feelers out in the community about what's going on, and we got feedback a couple of weeks ago about all the awesome stuff you were doing. And so, tell me a little bit about this video that we just watched. People can go to Facebook and look up Mississippi Cyclocross Project. That's one where everybody can look at it, but it's also live streaming daily or streaming daily to Mansdale Upper Elementary PE classes.
That's correct.
So you're
That's
a coach
correct.
there. Tell us about that.
That's correct. So every day we use a platform within our school. We collaborate with all the teachers. So
Mhm.
I at Mansfield I see kids, students from grade third through fifth. So
Okay.
our school, we have 650 kids. So I see all 650 kids. So I miss them all. So I wanted an opportunity to be able to reach. We use a platform at our school in which the kids can get their assignments. I
Mhm.
have access to this platform, so I publish an assignment daily on our platform, and they have access to this video. So when they log in on a any day to look at their activity assignments for that day, my assignments comes up for all 650 kids. I give them an opportunity for them to submit a response because I challenge them throughout these videos. They submit a response, and we have it's called Flipgrid. It's a video base that they can submit a video of them performing the exercise.
Okay.
I've had push-up challenge, plank challenge, and it's fun to see these kids. And I was acknowledging the fact that over the past few weeks, I've been seeing kids that are submitting videos of them that in the classroom they weren't that vocal, and now they're at home, they're by themselves or with families, and they are reaching out because they want to be heard, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that is. Are you able to track progress in these students
Oh well, I'm
or
not.
see improvement?
I'm if they're following through, we have a progression. Like for instance, the first time I released this video, we started at a very easy pace progression, and
Uh huh.
by now we've had, I don't even know how many weeks we've been into this. We've progressed, I would say 50% of what we were doing before. So if
Oh,
they're
wow.
following through, their improvement is by 50%.
They're building muscle and endurance. That's just really amazing. Now, at the school, I know we mentioned you helped Mansdale Upper Elementary be named a cool school, and I can totally tell they're cool because you work there. But talk to us about that project because this is when I was looking at it, it's a little bit beyond what I think of in terms of coaching. You're taking a holistic approach about the health of kids from beginning to end. So talk about the garden and all.
It's been very close to me. So I probably have to share a step back prior to becoming a teacher. This is my first year as a teacher.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
I worked for over 20 years in the public-private sector. My family and I lived. I grew up in Puerto Rico. In 1998, I moved to Texas for graduate school, and I worked in the private sector then, in a semiconductor company, and then I got a job working with University of Texas System in their healthcare. So we moved to Mississippi, and here I worked with a healthcare company. And last year, around this time, I decided that I needed to leave. I needed to find another aspect and something else that I can feel I can make an impact in life, personally and professionally. And I applied for this fantastic job with Mansfield. Became available, and I am now. I They had gardens in place, so I inherited some beds, and I truly believe that I wanted to create a curriculum that was um, teaching life skills rather than teaching
Mhm.
them or comparing them with one another and who can run fastest, who can do
Mhm.
jumps. I wanted to provide life skill opportunities for them to learn things that they can, when they're adults, they can teach their kids. That is my objective. My objective is 20 years from now, They see me in the grocery store. They stop me and they thank me for something that I taught them that they're now teaching their kids.
That's
That's
awesome.
my objective. So we incorporate gardening into the curriculum. So it's a curriculum. All 650 kids of the school go through a 4 week, once a week. Besides their physical education class, they go for 4 consecutive weeks through my program, and it's called Junior Master Gardener. And it's a curriculum-based program that was developed by Texas A&M University and embraced by Mississippi State Extension Office. So it's a curriculum base. The kids learn the principles of coexisting with nature, understanding where food comes from, and then they are hands on. They're working in the garden. They're pulling weeds. They're taking care of plants from planting a seed to taking placing them into our greenhouse, understanding germination, sprouts, transplant, to watering, to putting fertilizer. So, and we have chickens in our garden. We have composting systems in our garden. So they're learning skills that I truly believe are going to make them better people.
Oh, absolutely. And I've read that when kids are involved in growing food, it helps them become more open to eating the foods they're growing. It's
Absolutely. And it's interesting because we are growing cilantro, and
Mhm.
the kids were looking at it as we're pulling weeds, and our third graders were saying, Coach Rowe, is this a weed? And it's like, no, that's cilantro. And they had no idea what cilantro was. So I first explained that what cilantro could be used for. I shared an example like salsa when they go to a
right.
restaurant, and I gave them a piece if they wish to taste it. And they absolutely love it. So now they're putting connecting one and one together, and they're perhaps being more open-minded on food
Mhm.
items that perhaps they can at a later time try. And we have kale, we have different kinds of lettuce, we have scallion onions, we have carrots, beets, radishes, all kinds of vegetables that are
Mhm.
that can grow in season. And the intent is that we want to grow things that we can consume.
Right. Uh, that just sounds like so much fun. I'm sure after the end of the fourth week, there's some kids who'd like to cycle back through again.
I've had kids that have asked me to pull them from other classes to help in the garden, which is
Oh yeah, you could
which
pull
is
me
com-
from algebra.
oh it gets me excited because I want them to come in. I've asked them, you can come in, volunteer, and do some other jobs within the garden, but
Mhm.
the goal, objective, is to connect them with nature and have an understanding that food, everything that we consume, it's from nature. Everything that we wear is coming from nature,
Yeah.
and we just need to be better stewards to our environment, and take care of it.
Well, I was fiddling down here with my phone for the folks of you watching. I do have a question that's come in. What are the most and least popular foods that you're growing, and how does
Um,
that change over the 4 weeks as you work with kids?
So it changes because of the season. We started this again being year one of my program.
Uh huh.
So we had a fall garden, and we planted seasonal vegetables in our garden. We exposed kids to fennel. If you're not familiar with fennel, it smells when you smell the leaves. It smells like licorice, which many of us love licorice. It's used for soups and for other uh, food items that
Hmm.
are southern. And So we expose kids to that. We try to cycle based on recommendations of the Mississippi State Extension Office on how you cycle.
Hmm.
And we have 39 raised beds that are
Oh
eight
wow.
feet by 4 feet. So there are a lot of area, a lot of space. So we cycle the beds. We don't plant the same things in a bed because there are a lot of nutrients that are being used
Hmm.
by a plant that when you cycle them, They can rotate crops, which is very interesting. Are things that I'm learning every single day, and I
Hmm.
share that knowledge back to the kiddos so that they understand that yes, you can have a backyard garden, but you're not going to plant the same thing over and over. It might be that you
Right.
have a vegetable that's growing in the summer, however, it won't survive and grow in the fall. So that you have
Hmm.
to rotate crops.
This just sounds amazing. I know your kids love your classes. I want to segue to something different, though. Not
Yeah.
only are you busy during the school day, and what you've just described during a regular school day sounds pretty intensive, but there's something called Mississippi Cyclocross Project. And the Cyclocross, tell us what that is and talk about what you're doing there, because I've never heard about anything like this.
So I'm using the sport of cyclocross. Cyclocross is it's a modality of cycling. It originated in Europe, in which you ride a bicycle in a controlled environment, and in our case, in a park that's grass, no traffic, no cars.
Hmm.
It's a controlled environment. I'm using this opportunity channel to expose kids on riding a bicycle. Going back to my childhood, a bike was always part of it. Um,
Hmm.
the sense of freedom, a mode of transportation. When I wanted to go from point A to B to my friend's house to my neighbor's
Yeah.
house, I rode my bicycle. And at this day and age, parents are afraid of allowing kids to ride a bicycle because one, cars, traffic.
Hmm.
Because we have this. Um, when we were kids, we would leave at sunrise and go back at sunset, but we don't allow our kids to leave
Right.
10 feet away from us. And you can ride a bikes with your kid. You can ride them with groups in your neighborhood, and giving the kid a sense of freedom. So cyclocross
Yes.
allows that sense of freedom from a young age. No cars, parents feel more comfortable,
Hmm.
and I'm using it as an opportunity to create life skills as well, because we want the kid to be more confident, more committed, to be determined. If they fall down, because when they're riding a bicycle, it's more than likely that they will fall down and they may have some blood. They might scrape their knee. But the key here is to allow the kid to get up and get back on the bike. If mom and dad
Hmm.
rush and help them up, mom and dad more than likely is going to be rushing, getting them up when they're adults as well. Let the kids stand
Good point.
up, figure things out. If they're seriously hurt, they can take care of it. If they're not, they can just go on with their day and they will
Hmm.
become more resilient by doing that.
And resiliency, I mean, if we haven't learned it right now, that is a key life skill.
It sure is.
Resilient kids do better. Now, take me through, like, I've never heard of this before. I'm showing up at a park. What does cyclocross look like?
So,
And what are the
cyc-
different obstacles and things?
so cyclocross in a park, if you're looking at an event, we have an event that takes place at Freedom Ridge Park in Ridgeland.
Hmm.
It takes place in a controlled environment, open field area. It's think caution tape. So we've set up tape with stakes on the ground. These are 4 feet stakes marking a course. The course can vary between a mile and a half to a mile and 3/4 long, and
Okay.
it's not an oval. It's different direction, and it crosses. And it uses man-made obstacles like little barriers, that they have to get off their bike and bring over it. It also goes around trees. It uses elements of natural elements that are in parks,
Hmm.
so that they have to go through them. They compete based on age, so they have kids category and adult categories,
Hmm.
and everyone is within peers within their age, so it's a level playing field. Not everyone is racing at the same time. It's based on that given category. So we can have
Okay.
kids categories and adult categories that they're racing with one another, and it's based on time, not number of laps.
Okay. It sounds like a lot of fun. What's the youngest age that kids can get involved in this?
So we have kids, as long as they can be on a bicycle. We have kids with balance bikes. We've had kids that are 2-year olds on a
Hmm.
balance bike participating in our program. We have categories that are under 10, race, and then we have an under 10 fun ride, and they participate. All my events, I bring in a face painter to paint the kids' faces for free,
Uh-huh.
so that when they line up at the race, they have their face painted. They have no idea that they're a tiger in their face, and people
Uh-huh.
taking pictures, and it's a great memory for them and for adults and for me as well.
Oh,
um,
that sounds like so much fun.
it is a absolutely blast. It's a lot of work putting it together, but
Mhm.
I feel the satisfaction afterwards.
And this is free for participants.
That is correct. It's free for any kid under the age of 18. So we are very fortunate. We partner with non-cycling specific partners within the city that are not in cycling at all.
Mhm.
Partners like Pyroline Cookie Maker in
Yeah.
Gluckstadt. We partner with statewide federal credit union. We partner with the city of Ridgeland with Visit Ridgeland Tourism Office. We
Okay.
partner with all the local bike shops. We partner with Mississippi Sports Medicine, and they offset the cost of the kids' events. We have greater than 50% of our participants are kids. So all these kids are racing for free. The race is sanctioned by USA Cycling, which is the governing body. So we are insured. Every kid there's a liability policy associated with every participant,
Mhm.
and those funds that we get from our partners helps us offset the costs associated with providing it for free.
It being for free just levels the playing field for so many people.
Cycling is when I grew up, I'm 45 years old. When I grew up, cycling, you can grab any bike and ride.
Mhm.
Nowadays is becoming very exclusive. You Bikes are expensive, and a lot of times parents don't have the disposable income to buy a bike that is that cost. So my objective goal within our Mississippi Cyclocross project is to remove as many barriers as we can to get the
Mhm.
kids to create friendships and to connect with one another. And we want to
Mhm.
bring kids from different spectrums of life. Yes, we might have kids whose parents can afford a bicycle, but we can have kids that they have a hand me down bicycle, one bike
Right.
that was given to our program, and we give it away. We give free helmets away for those in need. So we want to connect kids from all spectrum of lives, because
Mhm.
they don't know anything associated with, my dad, mom can't afford to get me registered. Now I'm bringing them together, and there's greater opportunity.
Mhm.
These are opportunities that sports gave me. I'm here today because of sports. Um,
Mhm.
Someone gave me an opportunity, and I was able to get a full scholarship in college because of that skill that I learned. And I am here today because of it, and I feel like I need to pay it forward and help someone else.
It sounds like you definitely are. And it sounds like an awesome program. So I want to touch base on a couple things. If people want to find your webpage, and I think we can get this on the screen, what's the Mississippi Cyclocross Project website?
It's very simple. It's MS, letter M, letter S, the letter C, the letter X, um, project, project.org. So mscxproject.org. We're a
Okay.
501c3. We're a non for profit. We have a awesome board that helps us navigate through the process. We're doing really cool initiatives, and we're trying to reach as many kids as we can to
Mhm.
gather together, coexist together, and to have a blast riding a bicycle. And the bike doesn't matter what kind of bike they have, any
Mhm.
bike they can use.
That makes sense. So I'm wondering, when kids participate in this, do you see an increase in families riding bikes together
Oh
because
yes.
of it?
So this program is in year 4. So my family and I moved to Mississippi in 2017. So we started it that summer. So we moved
Uh huh.
here, we kicked it off. It originated in Texas when I was in Texas. So we have a Texas cyclocross project as well. So we're seeing families who were trying to find a non-traditional sport because their kiddo didn't like soccer, their kiddo didn't
Yeah.
like football, their kiddo didn't like baseball. So now they have an opportunity to ride a bicycle and be with other like-minded families and kids. So
Pardon my
what?
dog.
No worries. So what we're seeing now is that those same families that their kid got introduced to our activity, now mom and dad are riding bicycles.
See,
A
that's
question
awesome.
I get, because our program is seasonal. We started in August, so it starts in August and it ends in November. I get questions from parents saying, "Can you do something in February, in the spring?" And my recommendation to them: how about if we start a group meet in which families can meet and ride a bike along a pathway, like for the Ridgeland pathway, rather
Right.
than them depending on me. Now we're creating networks. I don't. I want to
Mhm.
provide. I want to plant that seed. Going back to that garden analogy, I want to
Yeah.
plant that seed and teach them a skill for them to be able to do it on their own.
Cutro, this just sounds awesome. I just love everything you're doing from the daily videos, which inspired me because I noticed on the jumping jacks, they were doable jumping jacks. When I was in school, you had to clap your hands above your head with your arms straight. And for some reason, that little addition made jumping jacks awful. And I noticed yours are much more relaxed and doable. So you've taken family fitness and made it fun and apprehendable for the average person, and you're taking biking and taking away barriers for families to do it, and you're doing awesome things with your kids at the school. I just commend you.
Thank
I
you,
think,
ma'am.
I think Texas lost something, but Mississippi gained something pretty good when you came over here.
When we were moving, and this is a something that I struggled with. We moved here because my wife's dad was ill and she was taking over the family business. And when I was
Hmm.
telling my colleagues in Texas, or telling people that I was moving to Mississippi, the first question was why.
Yeah.
And it's that stereotype that Mississippi has, and it's I so going back to my a statement that we had prior to the live stream starting, is that I try to focus on what I have control, not focus on what I don't have control. So I was moving to Mississippi, and I knew I had to do something to help. Um,
Hmm.
and I reached out to the Ridgeland Parks Department, to the tourism office, to bike shops while I was in Texas prior to moving, and we had everything in place. We moved here in June, and our program started in August here in Mississippi. So we kicked it off, and
Hmm.
I try to focus on my energy on things that I can make an impact. Um, and we have an amazing community. People are hungry for these type of programs. Sadly, a lot of these initiatives, when they become popular, they create barriers, and those barriers are, um, there's a cost associated with it.
Hmm.
And the mission of our program is that we provide a free initiative to our constituents. They might be parents of our program who want to pay and could pay, but I don't want to. I don't want to
Hmm.
incorporate that because that itself creates a barrier.
Yeah.
Um, so our goal objective is to remove those and to bring kids to have a good time.
Well, I think you're a blessing to the state's kids. I've enjoyed talking to you. I have a feeling that Parents and Kids is going to do some further editorial coverage of all this. We particularly want to come out to a Saturday after your season starts in August. We've got to get some of that on tape. That's going to be so much fun.
We'll
From the
love that.
face painting and everything.
We will love that. The more we can reach out to communities, and one thing that I encourage and entice others is that the model base of our initiative is very simple. It's an 8-week curriculum program. So if you are interested and want to do this, not
Mhm.
finding someone else or appointing someone else, you as a person want to do this, I can provide you the curriculum for you to incorporate, and you can do the same program at different cities within our great state. I would love to support it. We have the umbrella of Mississippi Cyclocross Project. We can have chapters elsewhere. And I highly encourage you, reach us through the website. Again, it's an 8-week free curriculum base. It's very
Mhm.
easy. You don't need to be an expert. All you need to have is desire to help kids.
Well, you are definitely helping kids, and I'm so excited that literally our readers told us about you and told us to come after you and get you here to tell the great folks of the state what's going on. So, Coach Rowe, thank you for joining us this morning. audience, please share this link with others, particularly people who are looking for family fitness ideas. Those daily videos are great. I would encourage going back to the beginning because you've built on it day by day by day. So if they start from the beginning, that 50% increase in the capability and work that people are doing, they can find that in their lives in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely, and they can go back to March, latter part of March. That's when we
Okay.
started. Then, if they go to the YouTube page, all the videos are posted on YouTube. They can go based on that sequence. Um, I provide challenges on those. I provide a lot of tips. You are able to reach me and ask me questions if
Okay.
you wish. But I that's a fantastic recommendation to going back on the videos.
Okay. Well, we're going to highly endorse that. Listen, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And audience, please share this link with other families who are looking for ways to get fit and have fun together. And thank you for joining us this morning. And we hope all of you just have an awesome week.
Thank you. Likewise. Take care.
Thanks, Coach.